All right, we're just gonna skip the intro and pick up where they left off. Is that an abrupt start? Is that an abrupt start, y'all? Was that abrupt? Okay, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. We're gonna pick up where Netflix left us, and that is this little tussle situation with Ray and Zay. And she did swing on him.
Sometimes I just do want to get just fucked up and forget about everything.
I literally swung on you and punched you. Like, that's not who we are. That's not what we do.
They both apologize and they infer that this is out of character. My concern is that him going out to blow off steam and his coping mechanism being alcohol is a pattern now, right? And she's used to it. And now they're at a point in their relationship where he's so frustrated that he doesn't really care how his actions affect her. Problem now is her feelings are so heightened too that swinging on him was the only way she felt like she could express her frustration, right? It's probably a mix, not probably, it is a mix of feeling restrained because he wasn't letting her leave. And she was saying, listen, and now if I hit you, you're gonna be mad. I see a slippery slope. If they were to remain in this kind of cycle, it seems like a slippery slope for me. And I'm not saying, you know, it's going to be a DV situation, but your coping mechanism is alcohol, my guy. This girl doesn't speak. And when she feels like she can't speak, when she feels like she's restrained, she's going to resort to, not she's going to, I'm not trying to make it seem like this is something that she's going to always do. But now that it has happened, you have that thing in your mind that like, could this happen again? And could it be worse the next time? That's all that I'm trying to say, okay? So in her defense, however, she did tell this man, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk. I need space. And what he's not understanding is what he did last night is essentially what she's asking for now. If you're gonna give yourself the space to go blow off steam and forget about everything that's going on in your relationship, when she's asking for that, give that to her as well, especially if you just did it yourself, you know? Because one thing about me, if I tell you I don't want to talk right now and you force me to talk, I'm going to say something that's going to piss you off even more. And now we're both mad. Now look at us, both mad. And so that's what happened in this situation. She ends up calling off the relationship and well, yeah, that's the end of that.
I know you're mad. Can you please talk to me real quick, please? I love you.
So now that Zay is newly single, he meets up with Shanique and they are drinking again. Stay away from the liquor, boy. At least not to the level that you've been consuming it on this experiment. But he's trying to relay the story to Shanique, and Shanique is like, I hope you know that this wouldn't fly with me either.
Obviously, you're a woman, raised a woman, and I think y'all are just automatically gonna be...
No.
I think so.
No.
I think so.
It's not about you leaving. It's the fact that you were gone until 8 a.m. Zay, what the fuck were you doing until 8 a.m.?
He says that, you know, this is just what I do to cope, and you know my upbringing is rough, and I act the way I act because I had a tumultuous childhood, baby. Then you know what we need to do? Sign up for BetterHelp. No, this video is not sponsored, but like this is where we sign up for therapy. This is where we go and get help. And he's here like I understand him saying he doesn't use his past as an excuse. But as he's talking, he doesn't realize how much it truly does affect him. You know what I mean? And so his retaliation with Ray is like, oh, since I was left, you know, as a kid, like everybody leaves. Ray left me. You left me. Parents left me. And like it affects you. You might not want to acknowledge it, but it does affect you, right? And like, this is why I'm saying give him time. Give him time. Go to therapy. Be single. If you want to go and be buck wild, go ahead and be buck wild. Because for most people, that doesn't last forever, right? You get tired of it very quickly when life starts to look like a mess. Therapy. That's all I'm going to say. Therapy.
I've seen you make the connections to things that just really are two separate situations. Just like how we're patient enough to understand people's traumas and how they affect them today, and the fact
Why
that
you just say that like that? Let me talk about your fucking childhood and just belittle that shit.
I'm not.
What the fuck you talking about?
I'm glad that Shanique was able to really like break it down to him. Well, she tried at least to break it down to him that your upbringing is something that you do bring up a lot, and maybe that's something that you should look into. Because I feel like if somebody like Ray was to bring it up, he has, you know, his jaded feelings about her right now. But he went to Shanique as, you know, his refuge, his place of solitude. And for the person who you trust, the person who you wanted a relationship with, to come and tell you, hey, babe, we got to check this out. Maybe he would listen to her, and maybe he will go and seek help, because I feel like that's what he needs to do. Later on, she does tell Randall that the door is closed with Zay. She doesn't have to explore that anymore. But y'all, when they were talking about the improvements, the only thing that stuck out to me was that now Shanique is on time.
One thing that I want to let you know that I've respected is you valuing my time, you know, getting ready on time when we go on these dates, or just keeping me in mind when time is of the essence.
That's it? Okay. So now newly single Ray meets up with Jake, who is currently trying to fix things with April, but is still keen on entertaining. We don't know what Jake wants to do.
I still love April, but at the same time, I've never met a girl like Ray. I do have a thing for her. I think we have a thing for each other. Fuck, it's just a lot to think about.
If I were Jake and I wanted marriage, I'd pick April. If I was Jake and I wanted just like a relationship, just to start over, I would pick Ray. If I was Jake and I wanted peace, I'd pick myself. I would pick myself. I feel like, you know, he's looking at Ray as peace and something new and something fresh. To me, honestly, it's just a lesser of two evils. I feel like you're going to have your own issues with Ray. And if he really wants to take this time right now to explore, get his money up, just do that. Get your money up, get into the right headspace, and then entertain a proper relationship. Like, it's not by force. Being in a relationship is not by force. Being married is not by force. You can take your time. So we end up meeting Madeline's mom, who has her concerns about Colby.
I've seen him be incredibly giving and kind and helpful, and that I have my own shadows.
So here's the thing. Not only one friend group is not with Colby, 2 friend groups are not with Colby. Your mom is not with Colby. These castmates who've known you for 2 months are not with Colby. At what point are you going to open your eyes and say, listen, this ain't it. It ain't working. Eventually she does, but I'm like, even prior to this, if all your friends, see Colby as, you know, a narcissist, and that you're eating up his BS, and he ignores your feelings, all this stuff. Your mother, who you claim knows you even better than your friends, is reiterating the same things your friend says. Girl, okay. Regardless of all of that, she does meet up with him, and she's like, you know, I'm the most optimistic now than I've ever been. Now? You're more optimistic now. That quickly went away when they were talking about the biggest regret. And Colby is like, yeah, my biggest regret is making things real for you. And by real, we mean cheating.
I told you that night what happened and when it happened.
Oh, God, this is really bad.
I regret the way I went about making it real. Yeah, absolutely.
Who did you make it real for?
You, obviously.
You truly see it that way? That you did what you did for me?
For the life of Colby, accepting responsibility is like pulling teeth, okay? I don't know what Alexis saw at the beginning, and at first we were clowning her, but it seems like she was onto something. So we're gonna put that on the list. And then when he brought up his kiss with some random girl, he blamed that on Zay when he didn't even have to bring it up, because I doubt Zay was even gonna talk about it. He blamed that on Zay, and it's like, no, you had the free will to do that, and you did. Then I don't even know if Madeline knows about him in April, but that happened as well. And then when he's talking about the girls that he continued talking to and the girl that he did kiss, he puts that on Madeline, saying, I was doing that for you. Yo, you're sick. You are sick. I would rather you come with your tail between your legs and you say, listen, I messed up. I messed up. I'm sorry. Forgive me. These are all my transgressions. Maybe I'm leaving some out, but I'm sorry. Then, oh no, I did those things because of him, because of you. And look at us now. We're better for it, aren't we? Like, look at us.
Look at us. Hey, look at us. Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Not me.
Yeah. He's so interesting. Finally, Madeline looks him in the eye and says, listen, this is not going to work. I understand that you have gone through some improvements. I understand you believe that you're a better person. And even with the issues that we're having, you genuinely don't see them as issues. And that's okay for you. It's not okay for me. You know what? Not one time through the season was I rooting for Madeline, but I'm rooting for you today. I'm not going to give you a full clap, just some snaps. Good for you, girl. Leave that man alone. Today, when you're seeing this, is going to be the last episode and then the finale. I'm thinking of going live over the weekend just to give some people time to catch up on the reunion. So stay tuned for that. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.